Hey, it's me, Lauren, filmmaker extraordinaire, and today I thought I would do a little kind of chat while I talk about my mental health and start sorting this puzzle. Basically, I was inspired because one of you guys, lovely commenters, one of you beautiful members of my community commented and asking on an older video of mine about like my medications and how I thought that journey was going and if I regretted going on medications. And it just, made me feel like I should do kind of an update, check in with you all. And also I got a new camera, which I will show later in the video. That was weird. My witch, I sat on my arm and I know it was the fan, but something fell over, whatever. I'll show the camera later in the video, but I got a new camera and I'm testing it out with this video. Usually I would use my bigger camera. This is more of like a vlog camera for like going out in the town, but I thought I'd give it a try. It has a little dead cat and everything, so I'm really curious how it will sound. And maybe this video will never see the light of day, but hopefully it will. And I had started sorting this puzzle, I think like ages ago, but I got like nowhere. So we're starting again. That's the sad truth of it, basically. If you didn't know, I have been diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and bipolar 2. Now, some of my friends or whatever, people aren't so confident about the bipolar 2, but that's my technical diagnosis. And that's what we got, so that's what we're going with. And then I also have OCD tendencies at the very least, and I've been doing an OCD program, which has been making like a huge difference. So I think maybe my OCD tendencies were actually more fully OCD than I had initially thought about, which is an interesting development for sure. And I've been doing that program since May, and it's now September, so it's been a journey, but it's made a huge difference in my life. But anyways, just want to kind of lay this little lay of the land there. And I started therapy when I was maybe 17 or 18. It was my senior year of high school, and then I've done therapy on and off, mostly on through until the present day, and that's been a mix of individual therapy, group therapy, IOP, which is intensive outpatient programs. I've done 2 of those. One for eating disorder and trauma related, and then the other one was just for general mental health. So I've been around the block and I've tried more medications than I can name. I have also been on some medications for migraine, so it's not like I've only ever, some of the meds that I've been on that I can't remember the names of weren't all for they were all for my well-being, with migraines, but they weren't all for, depression, for example. Currently, I am only on one medication for my, mental health, and that is an SNRI, which is a serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor. I think a lot of people know of SSRIs. I don't know what the second S stands for off the top of my head, honestly, but that would just be serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Versus the one I'm on is also norepinephrine. And before that, I've been on I hate when a puzzle piece comes already connected. We're gonna break that apart. Before that, I had been on a SSRI and a mood stabilizer or antipsychotic, depending on how you want to classify it. And I have been on, that was I think the 3rd mood stabilizer I'd been on. And most of the mood stabilizers, which would be really for the bipolar, were I think pretty strong for me. Maybe because I was diagnosed with bipolar 2, not bipolar 1. And it left me with a lot of energy problems, extreme fatigue, not just oh, I'm tired. I would be passing out at unreasonable times of the day, just conking out, not ready for bed, not in pajamas, not washed up, sitting on the couch, sitting wherever, if there was somewhere I could sort of fall asleep, I was falling asleep. And it was really not good. At first, you're taking medication and you wait a few weeks, or even a few months depending on the med, and hope that it will, improve, or, we're trying something new, right? And there's side effects and they go away, but they weren't going away. And I tried multiple mood stabilizers and none of it was going away. And that was pretty tough. Because trying new meds is not fun. Of course, if you find a medication that works, obviously then you're thank God I switched. But in the meantime, you're like, will I ever find a medication that works like at all for me? And that can be, I mean, it's like just a really grueling process. That being said, I am still happy that I like started my medication journey, because even when I was really fatigued, like my life was so much, like has been so much better since my medication journey. And obviously with therapy, like it's a holistic thing, and, you know, doing activities that bring me joy. If you only took medication and you're not also like doing other work beyond that, like I don't think that's enough. And like then like, I don't think the meds is going to make enough of a difference, like most likely, because usually it's a, like as I said, it's a holistic process. But like I was able to finally like feel a bit more relaxed in my life. And I kind of thought, I mean, I didn't think I would ever feel that way. And I actually for a long time didn't know that like most, you know, my brain was always like, and I legitimately thought that was like how everyone's brains were. Like I was like, this is just how life is. And then it came to my attention that that was not the case. But like I couldn't relax, and that didn't help with my like sleeping problems. Oh, I also do take a sleep aid now, like a prescription one, but that's to help with my like insomnia. Yay. So that's been a life changer, honestly, like life changing. Like even if for none of the other meds, like that's been a huge thing. And also my migraine meds, huge deal, because I have way less migraines, which is great. But as far as like the mental health goes, like I've had some very low periods since my medication journey has started. And some of that's also been influenced by external factors. You know, I obviously most recently, like the thing that gave my mental health a hit and I like changed meds was, you know, my relationship ending, and that was not a good time. But like, I honestly think if I hadn't been on meds, like even though I ended up having to switch meds, like I think it would have been a lot worse. So like, I am so grateful that I had been on some meds that had been helping. And just change in general, you know, like when I first moved to LA, like that was, you know, it was exciting, but it was hard. And I feel like my kind of interpretation is like, even if I'm really struggling and not doing great, like the meds are helping me to at least be able to kind of cope to like kind of a bare minimum. Like I was still able to at least eat a little bit of food, or, you know, even if I felt like maybe I wasn't, you know, taking care of myself as best I could, I was doing something. And I honestly feel like very grateful for the medication that I was on, that I was able to have to do anything at all. Like even though I know I wasn't doing my best and I wasn't eating my best and everything, like I do feel as though the meds were kind of like a lifeline, along with, of course, like my therapist. But like brain chemistry is wild. Like, I can't be mad at myself for like how my brain is. I do think sometimes there are people who are just like, oh, well, do you want to be reliant on meds the rest of your life? And like quite transparently, like if the alternative is like suicidal ideation, then yeah, I do. I would love to be on meds, you know, for as long as I need to be. If I'm having a depressive episode, it gets so bad that I'm like, you know, like I don't mind. I think it also helps that I take like, you know, I take my vitamins and I'm on my migraine medication, and like, because I take other medications, like, you know, I can't imagine right now like going off all my meds. I mean, obviously in an ideal world, that'd be great. Like you don't want to be reliant on medication, but if it can really improve my quality of life, I don't see why I should stop taking medication just to like make someone on the internet like feel better about themselves, you know? Like me taking meds like does not affect anybody else's life. So you don't really see the problem. And although it's been like a very up and down journey, like right now, because I feel like my meds are at a good point, like right now although I do feel sometimes like I'm on the verge of like a depressive episode, you know, like you can't fully escape that necessarily. And I feel like otherwise, like my meds have gotten me to a point where I'm feeling pretty good. I'm currently like, I think I'm in a bit of a low point, so maybe I'm making less content, but like for the first time in a long time, like if you look on my YouTube channel, you will see there was like 2 years maybe where I was like barely posting like long form videos. Some the shorts I was making, but like long form, because I like did not have the motivation or the time or the energy all at the same time. And it wasn't just YouTube. Like I felt like that was like a lot of my hobbies, like a lot of my creative outlets. I like didn't feel like I could do, like I was always behind on my scrapbook because I just like didn't feel like I just wasn't feeling inspired in life to create anything, to do anything. Like all my energy had to go to, you know, the things that I also are important, you know, trying to socialize with people and, you know, cleaning, doing errands. And I finally feel like more recently, over the past several months, like I've been able to like create again, like in multiple factors, like you see on my YouTube channel, but I'm actually caught up with my scrapbook. Like I was literally going to work on my scrapbook the other day. I took it out and I was like, what do I do? There's like nothing to update. Like I'm caught up. I practiced my violin the other day for the first time in literal months. Like I feel like I'm at a point in my like life where I feel actually inspired to create and do things. And even though I'm having low moments still, like I'm able to like push through and get back to doing things way faster than I have in the past several years, really. So like I'm really honestly so grateful. You know, it could change, right? Like I could be like, I'm actually not doing well again. This sucks. But overall, like I really feel like things are going a lot better. And although I'm having like some personal like difficulties right now, I'm still able to like clean my apartment very thoroughly. I am still able to be, you know, showering, eating food. Like these things may seem like not important or small or whatever, but like to me that's a big deal. And I don't think I could have been like doing this like so well without my like healthcare journey. And I love my being in therapy. Like I think it's been really helpful, but I don't think it would be enough by itself. And I think for some people it is. And I think that's wonderful. I definitely don't, like this video is not me being like everyone needs to be on medications, because I don't think everybody does. And you definitely don't want to take a med if you don't need to, because there are side effects to like everything. And there's no reason to give yourself side effects for no reason. But if you have a need for medication and you have the ability, you know, and can afford to do so, I think you should do it. Like you should give yourself the chance to at least try it and see if it could be like the difference, like just kind of the last little shove or push into a whole new quality of life. And life is both short and long in that like life is too long to spend every day like not feeling great, knowing maybe you could do something about it and refusing to. And in the same thing, like life is also too short to not try stuff and like give up, because you know we get one life and we should try to make it as I try to say amazing and wonderful all the time. At the same time, you should try to make it as amazing as it can be. And I also think that in a sense, like, oh, well, it's all very selfish for you, very you-oriented. But if we think about, like, we can't pour water, you know, out of an empty cup. We can't give if we have nothing, like, in ourselves. So if we're helping ourselves and getting ourselves to a point where we can, you know, not only take care of ourselves, but help with others. Like, I have been volunteering at the animal shelter now for over a year, and it's been so incredibly rewarding. And also, I think part of my mental health journey, because it forces me out of the house if I've signed up to volunteer. And I also get to interact with animals and like socialize with, you know, people, potential adopters, other volunteers, the staff, etc. And also, you know, you're getting animal time, which I think is always nice. So like a bunch of things have contributed for sure to my mental health and where I'm currently at. But it would be crazy of me to pretend like my medications like haven't been a huge factor in that. And you know, I'm already, like, to be fair, have reduced some of my meds. I was on a mood stabilizer and an SSRI. That was 2 meds, and now I'm on an SNRI, and that's only 1 med. So like even with me saying like I don't mind taking meds, like I am, you know, working with my psychiatrist and seeing like, oh, we reduced my meds. Right now I'm on 1 less medication in that sense. And maybe one day I won't need it. But I wouldn't want to say like, oh, I'm done with it just because I personally am like, I don't want to take medication anymore. Like if my doctor thinks that maybe we could give it a try or lower a dose or something, then absolutely. I'm like, yes, go for gold. Because again, I said at the beginning, towards the beginning of the video, the goal is not to be on meds my whole life, but I would never not be on meds my whole life just because of like a social stigma of being on medication. Again, if you have the means, you should do it because it's been a huge positive impact for me. And, you know, maybe my friends and family are watching this video and they're like, Lauren hasn't changed one bit. Like, what's she talking about? But I feel like I'm doing a lot better. And like currently looking at my apartment and it's like so clean. And, you know, I sometimes have a problem where I feel like if I'm not doing it, like I have no motivation to clean because it's like, well, why do you deserve to have a clean place or whatever? And I haven't really felt that in a while. The last time it got really messy, it was more because I was like lazy and also feeling really tired from working a lot and doing a lot of overtime. But it wasn't because I felt like I deserved to live in a messy place. And that like kind of, even though the result was the same, my apartment was messy, the feeling I had internally was really different about it. And that's so positive, and like these little things I think can just make such a big difference in life. And I don't know, that's kind of what I'm at. Like I didn't really script this. I just wanted to give an update to say like I am feeling like a lot better with my medication journey, my mental health journey. I'm feeling way more positive because of the combination. I'm on medication, I see a therapist, I see a psychiatrist, and I'm wrapping up my OCD program. And, you know, I'm feeling good. I've been trying to be more active recently, doing Just Dance, trying to walk more. I'm taking iron supplements. Like, it's a whole bunch of things that go into, I think, me feeling better about myself and about life. And, you know, maybe one day I can kick off the meds, but for now, I'm happy to have them in my support system. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can comment them down below and I will do my best to answer them. I am not a health professional, so I can't answer like health specific like to other people, but if you have a question about like my experience, I'm more than happy to talk about it. And yeah, I hope this video wasn't too painful. I know I've been doing more commentary videos recently, but I just felt like sharing this because it's important to me. Also, this is my new camera. I totally forgot, but look how cute she is. I put on this little like purple skin thingy, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, as I said, if you have questions or feedback, or if you just want to send me positivity, I'll take it too. And subscribe so you don't miss any more of my videos, and I will see you next time.